Hey guys, welcome back to the show. On today's show, we are doing my sweet and spicy pork belly burnt ends. That's right here, right now in the Fear of Cooking. Well, welcome back to the Fear of Cooking, guys, and welcome to my kitchen, where we try to get you to conquer your fear of cooking and get you to master your kitchen. Like I said, today's show is going to be all about making the sweet and spicy pork belly burnt ends. And pork belly is, I think, a very underrated food. It's really, really good. It has a great flavor to it. If you smoke it right, and what we're going to do with it, it's going to be fantastic. Your friends are going to love it. If you're having like game day at your house, or you're having friends come over, you want like a really cool appetizer or some kind of finger food, this would be a perfect thing for it. So I've got this nice pork belly here. I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves on because this is going to get messy. I don't mind messy, but it's going to get messy. So I get my gloves on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the pork belly and we're going to use indirect heat to smoke it for about 2 hours to render down that fat. And we're going to season everything, get everything all nice and tasty and just fantastic inside. So grab yourself a pork belly. I think I paid about $21 for this over at my local grocery store. And I want to cut this into quarters. So I'm going to start by making slices this way, and then we'll take those and slice them up this way. You want to make them about, I'd say, probably about 1.5 inches wide down the first strip. We don't want them too small. We don't want them too big either. So we'll just grab this and we'll just cut along just like so. It's almost like cutting bacon. If you look at the inside of it, it almost looks like bacon inside of there. We're just going to get these cut up, and I'll be right back with you. So now that I've got these pieces all cut in one direction, I'm going to take them up in chunks now, flip them around, and cut them into batches and try to keep them all together. And let's get these all done. Now, I made a couple mistakes. Just some of mine came out a little thin. That's okay. It's not a really big deal. But let's just keep going and try to be as accurate as possible. And keep these things about the right size. Another tip when you're cutting these, it's really good to do it right out of the refrigerator so the meat is still a little bit stiff so it doesn't, start wobbling around on you. You want to try to get these as accurately cut as possible. The next part we want to do is we want to cover these in mustard. So just regular yellow mustard, doesn't matter what kind you get, because this can be a binder just to bind the seasoning that we're putting on this. So we're gonna get these all out here, kind of get them separated a little bit because we gotta get them all covered up in the mustard so we can then season them, and that will make our lives a whole lot easier. Now I'll be using my Pit Boss pellet smoker today for this. You can do this on, it doesn't have to be a pellet smoker, doesn't have to be, you don't have to have anything special. You just have any kind of a smoker or anything you can cook on indirect heat. Technically, you could probably do it in the oven, but it's going to taste a whole lot better if you take the extra time to put it out there on a smoker. And it's such a beautiful day outside, which you'll see shortly, I figured why not. All right, we'll grab our mustard, and we're just going to go over our pieces here. See, nothing technical. Just want to get a little bit of mustard on there as a binder. And you won't taste the mustard once this thing's all done cooking. You're going to taste only the pork and the seasonings that we're putting on here. So we'll go ahead and get these all nice and glazed and gooped up. Okay, so with our pork belly covered in mustard, we're now going to season with a hot barbecue rub, kind of like a hot spicy or hot and sweet. And the one that I like to use, I found these guys a while back, Killer Hogs Barbecue. This is also in my Amazon store. It is fantastic. They have a regular barbecue rub and they have a hot barbecue rub. This just adds a little bit of heat to that sweet and really enhances the flavor of what we're going to do with these. So we're going to liberally put this on to our pork belly. I want to make sure we get it all over. Don't chintz out on this. Don't be worried about using too much. You really, really can't. And we're just going to get these done like so. Try to get them all the way around everything. There's a lot here. If you get some on your cutting board, you got a little extra there. Use that cutting. Use the stuff on your cutting board to get the rest of it on these pieces. Just kind of move them around. And at the same time, what I want to do, I want to get a cooking rack, because this is how we're going to cook them on the smoker. So you're going to take a cooking rack here, you're going to spray this down with some kind of a cooking spray, and we'll be putting these things onto this rack to bring them out to the smoker. We'll be right back when that's done. All right, guys, with our pork belly now covered in mustard and now covered in that hot barbecue rub seasoning, we're now ready to put this out on the smoker. The hardest part of this entire job is already over with. All we got to do now is apply our heat with a little bit of love, and we'll make up a sauce for it. That'll be like a glaze for it later. But for right now, really quick, I wanted to say you do not have to have a smoker for this. It is preferred to get that extra flavor out of it. The main thing is we want to cook it at 275 degrees. So we're going to take this outside, put it on my pellet grill, and get it rolling. We'll see you outside. Okay, so now our pellet grill is up to temper at 275, 280-ish. And it's time to put the pork bellies onto the smoker. So we're going to get it all opened up. And I also did something really kind of cool. Pellet smokers deliver smoke, but not necessarily a great amount of smoke. So I added in this little smoke tube, which you fill in with pellets and just fire it. You hit it with some fire and get these pellets lit up and start smoking. You blow it out, and this will add extra smoke to the pellet grill as we're cooking. So we're now, with that all done, we just kick back. We'll just grab one of our favorite beverages and wait for 2 hours. Now, this is also, again, one of those few times we're going to cook by time, because temperature really doesn't matter at this point. We're not trying to get to a certain, like, medium rare or medium. We're trying to render the fat down on the pork belly to get it to concentrate those flavors and just make everything just taste really, really good. So we'll check on this again in about an hour or so and see how it's doing. And then we're going to go back inside and start making up our glaze that's going to go on top. We'll see you then. All right, guys, so we are now at the 1 hour mark. Let's go ahead and take a look at our pork bellies. They're looking really, really good, starting to render down a little bit. Still got about another hour to go, so we're gonna let that continue cooking, because if you're looking, you're not cooking. All right, guys, so our 2 hours is up. Our pork bellies are looking good, but now I'm gonna carefully, because this is so hot, I'm gonna grab my cooking glove, or my grill gloves here. We're going to very carefully pull this off. Get that onto the serving tray. So now that we have these on the table here, we're going to get these moved into the trays. We'll just get them all put in there, kind of leaving some space. Don't want to crowd them too much for the next part. That's why I got a couple of pans out here as an option. Okay, so now for this next section here, there's not a whole lot you have to do as far as measurements go. Just kind of eyeball it. I'm going to use this Frank's Original Red Hot seasoning, which tastes kind of like, if you ever had hot wings, it kind of tastes like the powdered version of hot wings. So I want to get that on there. Let's get a good amount. Now we grab a little bit of our Cholula again, add some hot sauce, just add a little bit of liquid for something else, for the next ingredients to render in. Next thing is going to be some brown sugar. Again, you can kind of go as little or as much as you want. I like these things to be hot and sticky. And the final thing we're going to put in there, just add a little extra liquid, just a little bit of honey. So it's going to go around with the honey. I think that will do it. And we just want to cover these up with a little bit of foil. And these will go right back onto our smoker for 1 more hour. Hey guys, you've been here this long, go down below, smash that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing, click on the little bell to be notified when I do new videos. That'll help the YouTube algorithm show my video to more people that are interested in cooking. All right, so our 1 hour is up. We're gonna grab these out now. They should be nice and rendered in there. Get these out on the table. We have 1 more step to go, and then we're ready to eat. Now we're gonna take this glaze that I made and glaze each of these pieces. And just kind of go slapdash with it. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just want that goodness all over. Just want to get them all glazed up and looking good. We no longer need the foil. So now we just take these and put them back on the fire. It's the last rotation of this. These will sit on here for 5 minutes to let that glaze kind of get kind of a candy coating on it. We'll bring them out and show you what they look like. So after the 5 minutes is up, we took them out, got them plated, and look at this beautiful, beautiful, sweet and spicy pork belly burnt ends. These look absolutely amazing. I plated them and added a little bit of the glaze that was left over in the pan on top, give them kind of an extra little bit of sheen, and these should be ready to go. So just to show you how juicy these things actually are, pick one up here. See that juice rendering out of there? That should all be perfect goodness in there. I think we're ready to give these a shot. Let's go try one here. Oh my God. Perfect amount of sweet and spicy. Got a little bit of crunch to it. The smoke from the flavor of the wood came right through. This could be a dinner, it could be an appetizer, or I dare to say, it could be a heck of a dessert. Wouldn't put it on ice cream, but it's definitely tasty. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I hope you'll try this recipe out. Check out the website, nofearofcooking.com. You can find this recipe and follow along with the video now and make these great sweet and spicy burnt end pork belly. So until then, guys, get out there, get cooking, have no fear. We'll see you soon.